heart to you. This is the Bible verse that I chose for you. And maybe a lot of people know it already. Maybe not. We'll see. But it's beautiful. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord turn his face towards you and give you peace. Yes, amen. That is Numbers 6:24-26. This comes from the Bible. The Bible is the most awesome book ever, the most popular book ever written. And guess what? You could eat off of the Bible. What do I mean by eating? I mean that you are going to read and you are gonna digest what you're reading, and you're gonna benefit from it. It's gonna be food for your mind, soul, and body. So I recommend that if you don't know the Bible, get to know it. If you don't know God, get to know him in our beautiful Jesus. Thank you, everybody.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah, you were the responsible.
That was such a fun presentation, right? She was making sure that we were awake and paying attention. I agree. So another ingredient that is on the, not really on the list of the colors of the rainbow, it's the oatmeal that she presented on. That's also very healthy oats for us. So now we're going to present with Mila and her daughter Vanessa. It's a mother-daughter team who are going to present on page 6 of the recipe booklet, Thai pumpkin soup. Just in time for the fall season. So Mila and Vanessa, thank you so much.
What's on here? Happy to see all of you here.
Put it around your ears, it's easier.
Oh.
There we go.
Okay, you can hear me now? Good. All right, pumpkin soup is one of my favorites during the fall time and winter time, and it's a fairly easy recipe. So what I have in the Instapot so far is 2 cups of water, and to that I'm going to add 1 can of Zitties on the label, 1 can of pumpkin, and pumpkin, tell us what pumpkin is good for.
The pumpkin is really good. Can you guys hear me? About my, yeah, okay. It's really good for your immune system. So this recipe is actually a really nice thing to have once we're coming into the fall, also known as cold and flu season. This recipe is packed with vitamins, so vitamin C, beta carotene, fiber. It also has, I'm going to skip ahead just a little bit, it has coconut milk in it, which is an antibacterial, antifungal, so also good for your immune system.
Okay, and to this, I'm going to add some mango nectar, about 11 and a half ounces, 12 ounces. So about a cup and almost a half.
We're cheating a little bit with the canned pumpkin. You could cook your own pumpkin and do that if you wanted to be a little healthier.
Do you have to cook it previously or you will cook it?
I would cook it.
I would cook it,
yes.
yeah. Okay, and then to that, I'm going to add the bouillon. I use, it says the recipe says 3 cubes of vegetable bouillon, but I use the better than bouillon. And that equals out to about a whole tablespoon will be 3 of your bouillon cubes. So I got a little spoon here, but I'm going to just add a couple. You could also use the McKay seasoning if you wanted to. They sell at the Adventist store. And to that, I have 2 finely chopped cloves of garlic. And, where is the garlic? It's together, okay. And 2 teaspoons of ginger.
Ginger is also good for digestion and another immune system booster. Very warming too for a cold weather.
And then I'm going to put about a 1/4 of a teaspoon of red pepper flakes. You don't have to use it, but it does give it a little zip, so I like it and I like to add more afterwards. So that's about a 1/4 of a teaspoon. And 2 tablespoons of rice vinegar. It gives it a, I don't know, it gives it a nice sweet tart taste.
It's not good.
But you want to make sure you don't overdo on this because it can interfere with the taste of the pumpkin and the peanut butter. And then I use some creamy peanut butter. I've got a little extra here, maybe a little more than a 1/4 of a cup.
So peanut butter is one of the good fats, which helps lower bad cholesterol. It has your omega-3 fatty acids. It also has the protein and fiber in it. It can help reduce inflammation and heart disease. So I know some people might be allergic to peanuts, so you could probably sub out something like almond butter or even like a
Sesame seed.
sunflower,
Yeah.
sun butter, sorry.
And then I use the coconut cream. I found this at Balboa Market. It's the international market. And I really like this brand a lot. So I got 2 cups of this. And coconut, like she said, is very, very good antioxidant, antiviral, antibacterial. So this, I feel like this soup is pretty healthy. The only, for me, this is high in sugar, but it's from a fruit, so. Okay.
Juice your own mango if you wanted to.
Yeah, you can juice your mango, puree it. And then I have 2 tablespoons of the chopped scallions, or the green part of the onion. And stir that in. And also some cilantro to top it off. And all you have to do is just pretty much bring this to a boil and it's ready to eat. So it's really simple to put together. Doesn't take much time at all.
It's really good if you add some sriracha
Yeah.
or more veg chili flakes if you like the spice. You can serve it with a nice green salad or baguettes. It's very tasty, very comforting, very warming. And the Bible verse that we picked for this recipe is Genesis 1:29. Then God said, I give you every seed-bearing plant on the face of the whole earth and every tree that has fruit with seed in it. They will be yours for food. So this just kind of, for me, it's like food is medicine. So this has a lot of antibacterial, it has a lot of immune boosting properties to it with the vitamin C. So it just kind of makes me think of that.
This was some good bread, it's delicious. But don't, you mentioned the seeds, don't forget the pumpkin seeds, how rich and nutrient they are. They're packed full, so. Eat them. All right.
Any questions?
Yes. Okay, thank you.
After? You want it? You want it? Take it up. Yeah? Okay.
Wow, that was another wonderful presentation. Again, pumpkin is a color of orange and takes us into the fall here. And now, if you turn to page 7 of your recipe booklet, we're going to have Georgine present on her Moroccan chickpea stew. Thank you, Georgine.
Hi, can you all hear me? Okay, perfect. So, I don't know about you all, but when it's fall, all I want to do is like eat soup and all the time. So this is actually one of my favorite soups that I have found, and it's very simple, basic one-pot meal. So you're gonna start off with, warming up some olive oil, and we have a lot of onions. The recipe calls for 3, but it kind of depends on how big your onions are. But you want to make sure you have red onions and just have a good amount of it. So we're going to put that in there. And we also have about 5 cloves of garlic. And I'm not going to be able to finish the recipe here because it needs to simmer for about 15 minutes. But I wanted to give you all the experience of smelling all the spices because it's my favorite part. So the spices we're using are cinnamon, and all the proportions are in the recipe, and then smoked paprika. Please make sure it's not just paprika because that's a little spicier. And in our household we don't use spice, so my husband will not eat this if I did that. And then cumin seeds. So we're just gonna give that a good stir. Are you able to smell that? Yeah, it smells really good. We have lots of colors here. I know that's been like the main topic of the day. And then we're also having some herbs as well. We have some thyme, just a few sprigs for the flavor. And then we have parsley, but that's for the end. And some sweet potato. And I know there's different types of sweet potatoes out there. The more colorful it is, really the healthier it is, just because of the flavonoids. And yeah, we just take one and cube it up and then Give everything a stir there. Too hot. So, and then we have some chickpeas here for our protein. These are just canned, and we rinse and drain them. That's an important step. And then, as you can tell, it's a very quick recipe. Then we also have some. This is like the 800 milliliter can. It's like the bigger can of San Marzano tomatoes. Make sure they're whole and peeled. Just put that in there, and you're going to kind of puncture the tomatoes to get out all the juices. And then you can actually use the can to measure the amount of water, because you need 2 cans worth of water, so that's 1.6 liters. And then you let that simmer for about 15 minutes. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot the salt. This is about 3 teaspoons of salt. We are very picky about our salt in our house, and we love using the Himalayan pink salt just because of the properties it has. And in comparison to table salt, it's a lot more beneficial for you. It's a lot less processed, and it also, you can't really over salt with Himalayan salt as much as you can with normal table salt. So, like I said, we're gonna leave that to simmer for about 15 minutes, and then once it's done simmering, you're gonna add collard greens. You can also use kale if you'd like. Just make sure you destem them, roughly chop them. The recipe calls for 2 bunches of collard greens. Again, it depends on the size of your bunch. So if they're a little bit smaller, you definitely need 2. If it's a pretty big hearty bunch, then you're okay with 1. And then you're gonna toss them in there, and then you can use an immersion blender or like a normal blender. You just put it in and just blend about 3 cups of it, just to make it more creamy. And that's literally it. Just curious, has anyone ever been to Morocco? No? Okay, we have some people. Awesome. Yeah, so they have a lot of wonderful food and spices, and I really loved it myself. And just a quick little thing, because last time I was here, I presented on mental health and the effects of it on your whole body, not just your mental health. But travel actually was my way of therapy. In other words, it was my way of running away from my problems. And I just wanted, share with you that my sister was really trying to share with me about God and what He can do in our lives, and how He can give us healing in ways that the world can't do, and give us peace in a way that we won't be able to find anywhere else. And I didn't believe her. I just kept running away until basically I had no more excuses to run to. And it took 7 years for me to realize that maybe I should give God a chance. I basically hit a rock bottom, and I was like, so desperate. And my sister was like, you gave it your all. You really tried to do everything you could to deal with this problem. Why don't you just give it to God? And I was like, I'm really desperate, so we might as well try. What could it possibly harm me? So that was my way of letting God into my life, and I'm so thankful I did, because He actually performed a miracle. And I was like, okay, maybe there is a God out there that does care and love me. So that's when I finally opened up my heart, and I really learned about who He was, because we had different ideas of who He was, but never actually opened the Bible and studied it for myself. So I really just want to challenge that to you all. Why not give God a chance if you don't know Him, if you've never really learned about Him? Don't wait 7 years like I did. It's not worth it. You just, yeah. So in the end of the day, He does promise in His Word for those who come to Him that are weary and heavy laden, and He will give us rest. So with that, I hope you all enjoy the rest of the cooking class, and yeah, give God a chance. We'd love to study with you.
All right, everyone, we want to share with you something that we're super excited about. If you go to page 12, you'll see it says there's a mobile drop-in center. So if you go to our parking lot, how many of you guys noticed the big shower trailer? Well, you know that here in San Diego, there are about 30,000 unsheltered homeless people. Did you know that? And 55% of them live downtown. And so we as a community, we decided we wanted to do something to help them. So what we did is we've been raising money all year, and we finally got a shower trailer. It's a free shower trailer, and we're going to be taking this around downtown and wherever the homeless are, and we're going to provide showers for the homeless. Can I get an amen? Yeah. And so what we need is volunteers. We need people who are interested in helping those who are unsheltered and with really just loving on people and helping them. And so here you have kind of an introduction. It's called SALT. Service and Love Together. This ministry was started in Orlando about 13 years ago, and so we're going to be the first SALT San Diego. So we're partnering with all types of people, churches, organizations that want to help minister and serve this community. So if you're interested in helping and partnering with us, you can talk to me, and we would love to put you to work so that we can serve this underprivileged community.
Thank you, Pastor.
How many of you guys would like to help? Okay.
All right, thank you, Pastor. Last but not least, we'd like to present, Selah is going to present her beautiful banana bread recipe. It's really so delicious, and so I'm going to hand it off to her.
My name is Selah. And today I'm going to I'm going to show you how to make a vegan banana bread. This recipe is more as a dessert, so yeah. So to begin with our banana bread, first we are going to peel 3 bananas, and we're going to mash it in the bowl with some vegan butter. If you don't want to use vegan butter, you can use coconut oil for it. So we're just going to mash the bananas in here. And also, after the bananas, you want the bananas to be fully mashed because you don't want chunks in it. And so after I mash the bananas, I'm going to add my sugar, which I'm using Florida Crystals. It's raw cane sugar. And basically, the recipe calls for 3/4 of a cup, but it depends how sweet your bananas are. If your bananas are like overripe, then you don't need to add that much. It's just based if you want a sweeter or less sweet. So I'm gonna add not all of this, but just some of the sugar. And I heard that you can use agave too, but I don't know how it would turn out with the moisture. You can use agave, then don't use the water. And then after that, we're going to add a tablespoon of flaxseed. The flaxseed is going to be your substitute for your egg. So we're going to, can you give me a spoon? So this is about a tablespoon. So we're going to add a tablespoon of flaxseed to here, and that's going to help bind it together. And then we're going to add 3 tablespoons of water. That's with the flaxseed, because once you add water to it, it starts to gel, and it makes the flaxseed gel, and it's like the resemblance of egg. And we're going to mix it together. And after that, we're going to add 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Make sure it's aluminum free. And then we're going to add a pinch of salt to have the flavors come out. And then we're going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. I'm using alcohol-free vanilla extract. 1 teaspoon. And then we're going to mix this up. And then after, we're going to add the flour. And continue to mix. Oh, and if you don't have flaxseed, you can use applesauce. That's what the recipe is. Make sure it's mixed thoroughly. Bananas are really high in potassium, and so I had something about that, but I don't know where. And so after this, you're going to preheat your oven to 350, and you're going to bake it for 50 minutes. You're going to check it at 50 minutes, and then you put a knife in or toothpick, and it comes out clean, and it's ready. And then you're going to and then if it's not, you're just going to put it for 10 more minutes. Oh, and if you like walnuts or nuts on your bread, you can sprinkle some on it, and it will turn out good too. Okay, and that's it.
Any questions? I have a question, Please repeat the question.
What is dairy-free butter?
Basically it's a butter made from like oils, or you can have one. I've seen dairy-free butter. This one I use is made from almond oil, I think.
Avocado.
Avocado oil. And then I've seen one that's made, you can have a vegan butter with coconut oil. So it's basically like margarine, but a healthier version of margarine. Yeah.
I have a question. In a blind taste test, can we tell the difference between your banana bread and one that's made with the typical ingredients of eggs and real butter?
I don't think so.
Okay. You'll have to let her know when you taste it. All right. Okay, let's give her a round of applause. That concludes the presentations. Now it's time to eat. We really hope that you enjoyed this. We have a lot of fun always, putting this together. So if you'd like to take a break and get up and stretch, go out